Hi. We're going to take a look at how to start to build an automated report for some of the football data that we've been getting based on what's coming in. So we're going to take a look at what it takes to build an automated report and then how to do it with this particular type of data that seems to be more or less consistent from week to week. So while we do that, I've got three spreadsheets open. I've got Jackson's raw data, I've got Nordonia's raw data, and then I've got just a blank, empty spreadsheet. And so I'm going to actually start here. I'm going to call this sheet my, let's see, I can rename things, so I'll call this the raw data sheet. And then I'm going to add in an analysis sheet. So I'm going to change this, and I'll rename this one. So analysis. Well, we'll just go with analysis. Okay, so with this, what I'm going to do is try and figure out a few things. So I'm going to say down and distance and field position, and let's see, let's do another one, run, pass. And so here's a few things that we can take a look at in an automated report sort of way. So what I'm going to do here is start to think about, well, how will I get these pieces of data to come out of the information that I get in that big raw data dump? Because in the Jackson data, my down, distance, and yard line are right here. And yard line, we've seen before, we want to change how that looks. So yard line, we know we do a sort of an equation to see what's going on there. And really, we change it to field position, and it's going to look at G2 would be one of the first cells that I look at. So I'm going to come over here and start to think about what that would be. This would be equals, and then I can just do my expression as I always do. My logical test would just be looking at the raw data's G2 position. Now you'll notice it's blank. There's nothing there. So it doesn't seem that useful right now, but the hope is if everything goes well, I can write this expression, then dump in a bunch of data, and it should just fill in. So that's the hope. We're going to try and do it with a blank spot here, and then we're going to go back and do it probably the easier way later. So I'm going to do this one. Our logical test is to see if that is less than 0. If that's true, then I absolute value the number. So I would absolute value back to our G2. And you'll notice that it says raw data in quotes with an exclamation point. It's looking to see if that raw data is, or it's looking on another sheet. Then the value of false would be 50 minus G2 and then plus 50. So we can close that off, and you'll see that that says 100. And then if I take over here in my raw data, if I copy in, if I just select all of this, copy, and then I go back to that other spreadsheet, back to the one that, this one, and I just paste in data, the analysis page now has a number. So it did work. I was able to put in an equation, and it's able to do some stuff. This might be easier to do. My distance, I'm just going to copy over and say I want it to look at raw data F2, and so I can get the distance to work, and then probably this was just the next one over. I could just do that, say what down it is. So here I'm able to do this, and if I want to change up my raw data, all I have to do is say select all this, delete it, and you can see all of my analysis things go back to 0. And instead of Jackson, if I want to put in Nordonia, I'll copy and paste it into that spot. So now I put it into the raw data over here, and we're good. One thing that could be different is that sometimes you get over here and it seems like our football team has entered in different sets of data. Like here there's offensive strength in Nordonia's data, and in the other one there's offensive strength and there's this fib column. Now there's almost no data in fib, and maybe it's useful to them, but the fact that it's off by one column means that I'm going to have to account for that. And so probably, since it doesn't seem that useful, the thing I would do is just delete it. And maybe it would be better to expand the other one, I don't know. But we can start to take a look at it that way to make better sense of this. So with that, that's it. Thanks. See ya.